Pterodactyl here, and welcome to another episode of Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities. And today is a real oddity. Wait till you see this one. You're going to be shocked and amazed.
Buried deep within corners of decaying mower shops, ancient relics lie. Peculiar artifacts left behind, baffling even today's most experienced repairman. What lies beneath the surface of dust and filth will leave you dumbfounded. Enigmatic, perplexing, and unusual items. Small engine pundit Pterodactyl takes you through Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities.
I'm here again with Mark Myers, and today we're going to look at this. This is a Sox Dolmar KMS4. And you know what's so unique about this? I'll tell you what's unique about this. It's got a rotary engine in it, a Wankel, because the Germans are the ones that made it, right? And then what did they do? Sell it to the Japanese? Because they were in Mazdas.
They were in Mazdas. I don't know
how that happened.
No.
But it's German.
All I know is you wanted an oddity, and it's always a pleasure to come over and see my friend Taryl to bring him something like this. So,
and I've heard about these saws and always wanted to get one and never found one, and you found one.
They're hard to find. They're hard to find. I got lucky. I got it from a guy, a friend of mine, you know him, Chris.
Yep.
Was going to meet a guy to buy some home lights, and I told him to pick this up for me while he was going, so he was able to give it a look over when he was up there.
So if you don't know anything about rotary engines, it's like a big triangle, and it spins.
It's got a Dorito inside.
Yeah, it's like a Dorito. That's a good way of putting it. And as it spins, those little gaps, it's like a 3-cylinder. It's hard to explain. But each little gap in the triangle is your cylinder, basically.
There's a wiper at the end of each one of them points on that triangle. Am I correct?
Right. And then that's your cylinder as it spins around. So does it have 3 spark plugs then?
No, it's single spark plug. I'm the wrong guy to ask about how these things are. I really don't know that much about them. All I know, it's a single rotor. The automobiles and stuff, they'll stack rotors and add displacement by making them larger.
So no valves.
No valves.
So each void. So you got a round circle like this, and then you got a triangle, the rotor. So it's got to be able to have intake and exhaust and compression in those 3 areas. Mm-hmm. Because that's what it does, right?
Yes,
it
exactly.
Fires it. It sucks in the air, it fires it, and it shoots it out one of the triangular. I hope I'm explaining that right. I'm probably butchering it all up.
I can't help you with it much.
But it's a rotary engine. They really didn't take off. One of the reasons was they're not very fuel efficient.
No, I have to laugh. We got this one going and took it out, took it to the wood pile to try it for a little bit, and we made about, 6 or 8 cuts in 10-inch log, and it used a half tank of gas.
Yeah, so not very efficient. And the cars too, I think they had trouble with the wipers on them.
I think they had problems with cooling.
Cooling?
I think they had problems with cooling. When you take the covers off this thing where the rotors and stuff is, there's not much fin area.
To keep it cool.
Yeah, I think they had cooling issues.
So this has got some fins over here. And it's a heavy saw. This is a 20-inch bar, and I weighed it. It weighs 20 pounds, and it's full of gas and bar oil.
I mean, typically that's 3 or 4 pounds heavier than a normal 60cc saw from that.
And that's what this is, 60 cc's.
Yes.
It's got electronic ignition, and it's got a Tillotson HS carburetor on it.
It's pretty smooth running. It's got a little anti-vibe on the back handle, which you have to remove the whole thing to take it apart. Typical German engineering. It's not no fun. But by not really having much anti-vibe in the front handle, it's a pretty smooth saw to run.
And it cuts good. It seems like it's got enough power.
It's got power.
60 cc's.
It's got power. It does a good job.
It's just not real efficient. So let's fire it up, fire it up, fire it up. Oh, here's another thing. Look right here. The on-off switch is in German. And if you want, you can get a shot of that ID tag. The saw seems to be in very, very good condition.
It's missing the button for the throttle lock, which parts are probably, it probably never find them.
Is this on?
It's on.
And should I choke it?
We had it running. It may start without it.
Let me try starting it. Oh, God, is it heavy?
Here, you want me to give it a little?
Yeah. There we go. It's got a very unique sound.
It does. It does.
So the automobile engines were 4-stroke, right? Do you believe?
They're not.
I'm sure they had a crankcase, and this is 2-stroke, 50 to 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, you mix the gas and oil in it. Yes, absolutely.
And the cars, I don't believe you mix the oil and gas. I could be wrong.
I think they were.
Boiler works good.
I think they were pressurized oil system in the automobiles and stuff. What about the snowmobiles? Those were.
Those are 2-stroke. Yeah, Arctic Cat had rotary engines in a snowmobile, and I think there was also a lawnmower. I think Arctic Cat made lawnmowers, and one of them it was a walk-behind mower, not a tractor.
With a Wankel?
With a rotary engine in it.
Okay.
I know you say Wankel, and people, what's a Wankel? What's a Wankel? It's a rotary engine. Oh, I know what that is, kinda.
You mentioned the oiler on this. After I got this saw going, the oiler did not work. I took it apart, the gears were stripped, and I thought, oh boy, where am I going to get this? A good friend of mine has been another chainsaw guy has been doing some business with some guys in Germany, and I asked him for a favor, and he got a hold of his German connections. He actually found a guy with the oiler parts and was able to procure them.
Used or new old stock?
I think they were used, but they were like new, and was able to get them, so I was very happy to be able to make it operable.
So you got the saw, it was non-running.
Right.
So what did you have to do to get it running?
Fuel line, carburetor kit.
Just the basic.
Yeah, basic old saw stuff. I mean, the coil was good and everything. So, I mean, it's overall in pretty good shape. I talked to an old-time Domar dealer, and he said that the oilers was a common issue with these things. They're externally bolted to the engine, and like the oil lines are not run through the castings. It uses like a Tygon tube from the factory, and they would break, and people would keep running them, and the oil pump would not be getting any oil, and they would burn the pumps up.
Okay. So it's got internal lines in it.
Well, no, the lines are external to the engine.
External?
They don't run through the castings like
okay.
like the other. They're lines that run from the tank to the oil pump, and from the oil pump all the way to the bar pad. There's a screw over here you can see that regulates. You can turn that down or up to regulate how much oil it puts to the bar and chain.
Well, I had forgotten that I had this engine manual that explains how a rotary engine works. And here it is. This is how it works. So a rotary engine is actually a 4-cycle engine. It's a 4-cycle because it goes through 4 cycles to make it run. So this explains how it all works. So that chainsaw is actually a 4-cycle chainsaw. The only one in existence that I know of. I know that other manufacturers were trying to make a 4-cycle chainsaw, because of the EPA and all that. And here we had one the whole time, a rotary powered one. But again, it wouldn't meet EPA regulations of today. And you still had to mix it like 2-cycle. And the funny thing is that chainsaw sounded like it was a 2-stroke or a 2-cycle engine when it was running. It had a very unique sound to it. It sounded cool. I liked the way it sounded. But it's actually a 4-cycle engine. And this explains how it works. See, it's got little wipers in here. Now, I know that this was a problem when Mazda had those cars. These wipers would fail. And then, of course, it would lose compression, or it would leak, or it wouldn't run correctly. And from what I understand, they're trying to revive this engine today. So maybe they've got better technology that'll make it more fuel efficient and more environmentally friendly, but we'll find out. But I heard that they're trying to revive this engine design. Because I was thinking, well, if it's triangular, wouldn't it be a 3-cycle engine? But no, it's a 4-cycle. It goes through 4 cycles to make it run. There's just no valves. But if you want to read through this, it'll explain everything in detail, how it lubricates, cooling. Of course, that was an air-cooled one on that chainsaw. There's an airplane engine. So you could stop, freeze the video, pause it, and actually read through all this. And then it's up to here. This page is small gas engine applications. Pretty unique and odd. And it's a mystery and an oddity. But it's a very, very odd saw.
Very unique.
Very unique and very odd. And thanks,
Wonderful
Mark.
piece of history.
Yeah, another wonderful. This would look good hanging on my wall. I need to find one.
You're about the only guy I know that could afford it.
Yeah. Very, very collectible and sought after, and I'll probably find one someday and put it up there. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
Bringing the saw.
Me, Taryl.
So, thanks for watching another episode of Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities. For Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities, I'm Leonard Nimoy. I mean, Pterodactyl. And there's your dinner. Got stuck on the bucking spike.
That throttle seems like it sticks once in a while. I think it's that throttle lock.
That latch.
I think it's that throttle lock that
Yep,
gets
it
hooked
did.
in there.
It locked it. Pretty cool. Piece of history.
Lawn mystery.